Okay, in this video we will we'll see the new feature of Unqork, which is dynamic screen rendering. But yeah, before we start with dynamic screen rendering, just wanted to show you what was the need of it and what was the previous option that we were having before using the dynamic screen rendering. So here, like, this is the application I have created, just given the name alpha, and here we have two modules. One is alpha and other is like personal information page, or yeah, personal info page. So yeah, in personal info page, what I have done, I have just used a snippet here of basic information just to get this details handy, so I don't waste time in creating this kind of a form. So I use the snippet. So this is what we have, and I have saved this module. And if you go to the alpha module, it is blank. So usually what we were doing previously, if we want to import this personal info page module on this alpha module, so what was the previous procedure was, we were like using a panel, and we were some giving the property ID to the panel, some label text, and here we were using this option which was called as import existing module, right? So here this was a toggle button which was provided, and here with this we were able to import the module whatever we want. So just like if I want to import personal information page, so I can type here personal info page. So yeah, this would pop up here. I mean, this would come up as we are having that module. And if we click save and close and save this module, and so now this module was imported. And now if I like preview this module, so this is something, the personal info page module is sitting on the top of alpha module as soon as we preview this page. So this is the previous behavior that we were having. But due to this, what was happening, let's suppose we are having this alpha module where we have imported all those things, and this was like making this module heavy, right? Because we are statically importing this module, which is like personal info page module, on this module. So if there are some 10 modules which we have imported on this current module, so it would like make this module pretty heavy, right? So to make it lighter, or like to make it render or import this personal info page on a real time or on a fly whenever we need it, so that is called as dynamic screen rendering. So as the word or the name suggests, what it means is, dynamically we are rendering the module whichever we want to show on any of the modules. So this is like not a dynamic, this is static. We have predefined this module whatever we want to render, and that is done, right? And it is like sitting on the top of it. So to implement that dynamic screen rendering, here they have launched a new feature which is enable dynamic refresh. So this is the beta version. This is not fully completed. They are, I think, still testing it. But yeah, we have this beta version ready, so we can use this. So what it says is, allow this panel to refresh with dynamic set of components at runtime. Use with dynamic refresh output type found in the component logic. So we'll just see how to do that. So I will just make this off. I will just toggle off this import existing module and make this on. Okay. So this is what I have done. We'll just save and close this. We'll just work on this module soon. But yeah, before that, we need to set up what module we want to dynamically render, right? Which module we want to bring on this alpha module so we can dynamically render. So here in the plugin, I will give the property as maybe plugin get personal. So I want to get all the details or all the components of that personal info page module. So here, this is the plugin for which I am like creating this. So plug get personal, I will write info components. Okay, this is the name I have given. And yeah, in the internal service, if you just search with get, you'll get this get module components. So this is a new service which is like recently introduced as a part of this dynamic refresh feature. So yeah, if we want to learn more about this, how to use this service, we can click on this learn more to get the details. So just quickly go through it, what it means, what are the parameters that we need to pass. So here the path parameters is like a module ID only. So we need to pass the module ID, and we will get all the components. Okay, so what are the components, right? So what it means is get a module's component definition. Okay, this endpoint respects module level RBAC for end user role, which execute the request in Express. So yeah, according like whatever the user who is like trying to access this module, so if that person is having the access to this module, the components which are present into this module that we are trying to get the components of would be retrieved. So what are components, right? So here if you see, we have this first name, we have middle name, last name. So all are like text field, right? So you know what are components. So these are all components. So this service is used to get all the components of a specific module that we will specify. So our need is like to dynamically render this personal information page onto our alpha module. So I will just copy this module ID, and in this module ID, I'm just replacing that with the actual module ID from which we want to get. And yeah, this is like message we are getting in training environment due to some already existing bug, I guess, in the platform, but no issues. This is still valid, and we will get all the components from this particular module ID or the module that we have taken, which is this personal info page. Okay, so let's go to the next step. So here we'll just show you first what are the components we are getting, and then we will see how to process that. Okay, so this is the plugin I have created. So to trigger that plugin, let's create a button here quickly. So let's give the name as PTN start, and here I will just give the start. Okay, and in the event I will write the plugin which I want to trigger, which is plug get personal info components, save and close. I will just save this. Okay, so let's preview this module. So if I like, I will just keep this console or developer tool open. So here, if you see, let's go to the network tab. So I will trigger that plugin with the start button as we have configured. So if I see, so this is a service call which is triggered. So this is the endpoint that we have triggered, and the request method is get, and it is successful. So in the preview, what we have got all the components from that module. Okay, this is like a component or a module definition, we can say, we have got. So now our goal is like, as we have got this module definition or components from that module which we have selected, now we need to render these things into our panel. That is what we call as dynamic screen refresh. Okay, so let's do that. So how to do it? Like, so here in the plugin, what we need to do is in the output, we need to select this option as yeah, we have this dynamic refresh option, and in the mapping we need to give the mapping as components. So why I have given the components here? Because in the output we have this components array, right? And inside that we have all this object, right? So that 0th index, we have this entire object that I want to get hold of. So in the components, in the mapping, I have given this components, and here I will write that panel name where I want to dynamically render it. So I think, yeah, we have created a panel, but we haven't given a proper property ID. So let me just quickly rename this. So panel dynamic refresh personal info. Yeah, I'm just giving this name. So just to get a clear understanding, what is this panel for? So yeah, we have done that, and here let's do it. So what we will do is we'll just save and close, and here in the output of our plugin, we'll mention where we want to dump this entire components. Okay, so I'm just trying to explain you in a simple language. So what with this output, what we have got all the components of this module, which is personal info page, and we are going to dump that entire thing into this panel. So our module is rendered and that module is visible. So if I click on save, and we'll just refresh this, so our changes are reflected and the logic should work. Okay, so here if you see, that module is not there. Okay, so as we have not started it, we haven't fetched all the components of that personal info page. But if I click on start, you see this is happening. and all that things which were present in the personal info page are visible here, right? So with this, we are dynamically getting the hold of entire module, and real time on a fly, we are getting that entire components and showing that module. So this is pretty cool, right? We are not holding up the entire module, which is personal info page prior. As soon as we are viewing, right, we are not holding that entire thing. We are doing it on a fly. So in that case, we are making this module, which is called as alpha module, a quite lighter, right, compared to the previous import feature. So this is what we called as dynamic screen refresh. So we are dynamically refreshing the screen basically. Okay, so this is a pretty cool, right? So this is newly launched, but yeah, this is what I wanted to show you with a dynamic screen refresh feature. So you can just try with this, and also like if you want such kind of videos where I'm showing this new features and few tricks and tips of Unqork, you can just make the comments in this video. So I will try to record a video of those and I will do that also. Okay, then I think that's all for today. See you in the next session. Thank you so much, guys.